Hi everyone, it's Peter from Pete's Traveling Pans. Today we are going to cook a Sri Lankan chicken curry. So Sri Lankan chicken curry, obviously very popular everywhere you go. Most people in Sri Lanka either have this with their rice, they have it with string hoppers, they have it for breakfast, they have it for lunch, they have it for dinner, and then they'll have it with toast in the middle of the day or with a bread in the middle of the day. So really good thing to learn how to make. So we're talking about ingredients. I have ground turmeric, I have ground cumin, I have ground chili, ground coriander. Here I have cinnamon quill that I've broken in half. I have some cardamom pods. I'm going to bruise these cardamom pods and then I'm going to explain to you why we bruise the cardamom pods. I have some crushed garlic and ginger, and I have green chilies that I've cut in half. So I've got some tamarind that I've mixed up in half a cup of water here. I'm going to add that to my chicken. I'm going to add all of my spices. Turmeric, cumin, chili. See these things? They're called mixers, okay? We're going to mix it with our hands. You need to get your hands into your food. You need to feel your food when you're cooking. Very important. So I'm going to mix it all in. Make sure you get good coverage of all of that. All of your chicken is mixed in. What this is doing is imparting all of the flavor, and the acid in the tamarind is actually breaking down the connective tissues inside the chicken. So I'm going to put this in the fridge for about an hour, half an hour to an hour. Preferably an hour. Okay, and we're back. We've got some red onions over here. I'm going to slice these onions. We've got some lovely tomatoes that I picked up at the farmer's market. I trade at farmer's markets. I sell a range of curry pastes and sauces at farmer's markets. And don't forget, all of these things that you're seeing today, you can do it on site in Sri Lanka with me on one of my tours. Okay, the best way to really understand a country is through its food, and the best way to understand that food is by cooking it in the country. So you can do that with me. So we're going to slice these onions. Being very quick. I've got my onion sliced. I'm going to take the eye out of my tomato, and I do it by doing that. And you've just got the eye out. You're not wasting a lot of tomato. Like so. I'm going to chop this up. I'm sure there's a song somewhere about chopping. I'll have to learn a song about chopping so that when I chop, I can sing to myself. It's always good to sing to yourself when you're cooking, or drink wine. Either way, it works. Actually, a good glass of white might be really nice with this. Might have a look in the fridge, see what I've got. You want to share some with me? Okay, stop talking, Peter. You have chopped your tomatoes. Now we talked about bruising the cardamom pods. The reason you bruise these cardamom pods, I can put them in whole, but you're not going to get the flavor out of them. The flavor is actually inside, in the little seeds on the inside. So all you need to do to bruise these, so that you can see properly, I'll move that out of the way. Just get your knife and just a quick tap. All you want is to open that pod up so you can get to the seeds that are on the inside. And you're going to extract all of the flavor into whatever dish it is that you're cooking. You don't have to go all Arnie on this and go, come on, get to the chopper, because that comes later, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to get ready to cook. I've got some coconut oil in there, a couple of tablespoons. Just going to wait till it comes up to what we're going to call what's called smoke point. When the oil starts to smoke. We need it to smoke. After the second point after this is flash point. We don't want the oil to get to flash point. You can see we've got smoke point here. Curry leaves, straight in. Oh, you can hear that crackle. Perfect. I'm going to add my cardamom and my cinnamon in. Just cook it for a little bit. We don't want to burn this, so we want to keep stirring until it's fragrant, and you can smell it when it gets fragrant. It's got a beautiful smell. I've got my garlic and my ginger. I'm going to add that in. Again, we don't want to burn the garlic and the ginger. We're going to cook it again till it's fragrant. You'll see the garlic changing color. It'll go from a yellowish color to white, and you know the garlic is cooked. We do not want to burn garlic. Garlic gets very bitter when you burn it. Put our green chilies in. Give it a bit of a mix around. Onions. Now we're going to let those onions cook for a little bit because we want some color in those onions. The color in the onions is what's going to help with flavor, the caramelization, the sugars breaking down in the onion, and it's starting to caramelize, and you get that lovely flavor and the color of the onions. Very important when you're making curries. Okay, we have cooked the tomato and the onion down. It's nice and dry. We've taken all of the moisture away from it. Now is the time to add your chicken in. Make sure you get all that marinade in. Give it a good mix. Make sure it's all coated. All that onion and tomato, all the goodness from that is coated in with your chicken. I'm going to add a little bit of water into this bowl so that we can get all of that marinade out. We don't want too much water in here because we want to be able to use all the liquid that is going to be released from the chicken. We want to use that to actually thicken our curry rather than water. Oh, this is smelling so good. You really need to be here. It is smelling gorgeous. Right, I'm going to put a lid on this and I'm going to turn my heat down and I'm going to leave it. It takes us about 15-20 minutes to cook. Great. Put the lid on and we're back. This has been cooking for 20 minutes now and it's all done. Now I've used chicken thighs in here. If you're going to use chicken on the bone, which is actually a better way to use it, takes a little bit longer to cook. It might take half an hour, 35 minutes to cook, but chicken on the bone will give you a lot more flavor as well. If you can't get chicken on the bone, the next best thing is chicken thighs. Don't use chicken breasts. It cooks too quickly and you don't get much flavor in them. So the last thing we need to do here is to check for our seasonings. I've got the right consistency, the chicken's cooked really well. Lovely. Oh, got a bit of a tickle there. Needs a bit of salt. I can do it too. Get a clean spoon. Try it again. You really you need to be here for this. It is sensational. It's just right. Full mouth flavor, enough heat hitting you in the back of the throat. It's not blowing your head off. just enough heat. I'll put the recipes up somewhere so you can see. I've still got my chili that I can cook down a little bit more if I want more heat to go in there. The good thing about the green chilies, lots of floral flavors in the green chilies. So if you cook that down a little bit more of that floral flavors are going to go through your curry as well. So I'm going to move that off the stove. There's enough residual heat in there to get those flavors developing more in the pot. That's it.